Welcome, dear listener, to The Deep Dive. This is where we take complex information, so unpack it, and pull out the key insights, really helping you cut through all the noise. Today, we're embarking on, well, a really fascinating journey, I think. We're exploring a message that talks about these monumental shifts happening on our planet right now.
Yeah, it's a deep dive into quite an extraordinary perspective on global transformation. Our source material today, it's a transcript from a YouTube video. It's called Urgent. The end of the Fiat System Is Near message from the Pleiadians, and it's from the Galactic Whisper channel. Now, this specific message supposedly comes from an entity named Valier, who's identified as part of the Pleiadian Collective of emissaries. It's quite a document. It suggests we're right at this pivotal turning point, witnessing what they actually call a planetary quantum activation.
Yeah, and what's particularly interesting here is how it frames everything that's going on globally. It's not just, a financial tweak or some societal change we might typically think about. No, it presents these shifts as a multidimensional realignment, apparently affecting all sentient beings and, like, the very foundation, the fabric of our civilization. It's really an invitation, isn't it, to consider a much broader, maybe even cosmic perspective on the changes you might already be sensing or seeing around you.
So the big question is, what does this actually mean for us, for the world we live in? Our mission for this deep dive is to unpack the core claims in this Pleiadian message. What is this quantum activation? How is it supposedly impacting our world? What's humanity's role in all this? And what kind of future does it lay out? We're going to explore this perspective, try to understand the connections it draws between global systems, personal evolution, and cosmic alignment. Okay, let's start to unravel this. All right, so the message we're looking at today, it opens with this really powerful declaration. It says, "A moment long foreseen is now unfolding," and it's not presented as some slow, gradual thing. It's immediate. A profound shift. They call it a profound timeline shift, a pivotal point that, according to these Pleiadians, countless souls have apparently waited lifetimes to witness and, importantly, actively contribute to. And the specific catalyst they mention, it's the activation of the quantum financial system, or a protocol, echoing what you know as Nesara and Gesara.
Yeah, that's a key point. But it's important, they do clarify that those terms, Nesara and Gesara, they're used more for familiarity. Like, it's not their precise internal label, you could say. It suggests they were trying to translate something pretty complex, maybe nonlinear, into concepts we can sort of grasp within our current understanding. What's really crucial here is how it's framed. It's not just some economic policy change or a new government plan. The message calls it a reality solidifying into the now of planetary quantum activation. That phrasing, it implies something inevitable, right? A powerful, energetic shift that goes way beyond human planning or politics. It's not something being decided in boardrooms, it's something manifesting fundamentally, energetically, changing the planet from its core. This quantum activation suggests a change at maybe a subatomic level, a vibrational level, resonating through everything, like a universal energetic reset, not just a system upgrade.
And what really struck me is that they suggest it's not just external. The Pleiadian Collective says, many of you can feel it in your very core. They describe it like a quickening beat of a universal heart that pulses in harmonious resonance with your own. No, that's basically an invitation for us, for you listening, to trust your own intuition, isn't it? To acknowledge that feeling of momentum, maybe, or accelerating change that a lot of us might be experiencing, even if we can't quite put our finger on why. It implies it's not just happening around us, but we're intrinsically connected, feeling it personally, even physically.
Exactly, like our bodies, our spirits are picking up on this frequency shift. And for those maybe looking for more tangible proof, the message points to compelling signs that are undeniably emerging if you actively choose to perceive them. These aren't hidden secrets. They're kind of everyday observations that, if you look at them through this specific lens, become indicators of this huge shift. The first sign they mention is the burgeoning collective yearning for unvarnished truth and genuine fairness. I mean, just think about how often we see movements popping up globally, demanding transparency, accountability, justice, whether it's politics, finance, social issues. This yearning, according to the message, isn't just a passing trend. It's seen as a direct symptom, like a vibrational echo of this underlying quantum shift pushing humanity towards higher ideals.
Yeah, like a collective antenna being raised, trying to tune into a clearer signal. That makes sense. Then it goes on to highlight ever-widening cracks visibly forming within antiquated, obsolete systems. You just have to look at the volatility in financial markets sometimes, or the growing distrust in old government structures, or even how people are questioning traditional education. The message frames these breakdowns not as failures of separate systems, but as proof that these outdated paradigms are just losing their grip. Higher frequencies are exposing their flaws, their unsustainable foundations. It's portrayed almost like a natural dissolving, a necessary shedding of the old to make space for the new.
Like old software crashing because it just can't run on the upgraded operating system.
Yeah.
That's a good analogy. And maybe the most fascinating part, amidst all this apparent unraveling, the third sign is this resilient, unwavering hope that quietly yet powerfully replaces long-held despair. So despite the instability, the apparent chaos, the message claims there's this underlying optimism, a deep belief in a better future starting to bubble up in the collective consciousness. The Pleiadians really invite us to see global events, social movements through this lens, so societal discontent, system failures, that general longing for something better. It's not just problems, it's direct, visible evidence of this huge multidimensional shift already underway. It's about seeing our collective experience as part of a much larger cosmic process, moving towards something positive.
Which brings us to this really big concept, the scale of it all. The whole shift is described as a monumental, multidimensional realignment for all sentient beings. Not just humans, all sentient life everywhere. It signals nothing less than the auspicious birth of a resplendent new era. So this isn't just tweaking what we have, it's presented as a complete cosmic rebirth, a fundamental change in the nature of existence for life as we know it.
And they specify a crucial component. The very quantum infrastructure of your civilization is being meticulously uplifted and intricately recoded to perfectly resonate with fifth dimensional consciousness. Now, this is where it really moves beyond just societal or economic upgrades. It implies a fundamental change in vibrational frequency, affecting our physical reality, yes, but also our consciousness, how we perceive everything. And while fifth dimensional consciousness isn't fully defined here in a lot of esoteric circles, it generally points to a state of being built on unconditional love, unity, transparency, being free from linear time limitations, that sort of thing.
Okay, so that suggests a future society and our own individual experience based on principles totally different from our current reality of competition, scarcity, fear.
Exactly. It implies a complete energetic overhaul of civilization itself, aligning it with a higher, more harmonious state of awareness.
So if we're talking about quantum infrastructure getting recoded and civilization aligning with higher consciousness, well, it makes sense that the old systems, the ones built on those lower, denser vibrations, they'd struggle, wouldn't they? And yeah, the message says exactly that. Every single system built upon the shaky foundations of old paradigm vibrations is now undeniably coming under intense review. A comprehensive review, apparently, covering every major pillar: finance, governance, education, even the fabric of our local communities. They're all receiving a potent, life-affirming infusion of higher light, gently yet firmly pressuring them to undergo profound transformation from the inside out.
And what's absolutely crucial to get here is the reason for all this instability, this perceived breakdown. It's not depicted as random or chaotic. It's framed as a necessary and ultimately benevolent cleansing. The message uses this really vivid analogy. In much the same way that a forest's dense underbrush may burn away in order to spark vibrant new growth, the cleansing fires of transformative change are now sweeping resolutely through every conceivable arena of human endeavor.
Wow. So the current global instability is actually deliberate, maybe even divinely guided, to clear out what doesn't serve us anymore.
That's the idea. It's not destruction just for the sake of it. It's about making space for truth and justice to really take root and flourish. Driven by ever-increasing frequencies of unwavering transparency.
Yeah.
And here's a key line. The message says it's the collective consciousness of humanity itself consciously withdrawing its precious energy from the antiquated paradigm that ultimately causes it to crumble completely.
So we are doing it, in a way, by collectively awakening and just stopping feeding energy into systems that don't work for us anymore, and they just dissolve.
That seems to be the implication. It leads to their inevitable dissolution.
And it's not just happening here on Earth, is it? The whole cosmos is apparently involved.
All right, the Pleiadians emphasize this isn't isolated. Even the majestic movements of the heavens themselves play an integral part in this grand cosmic symphony. They talk about celestial alignments of profound significance, and powerful solar flares now continuously bathe your world in transformative energies of unparalleled intensity.
So a direct energetic link between huge cosmic events like stars aligning or solar flares and the societal changes we're seeing down here. It paints this picture of a totally integrated living universe. Nothing's disconnected. Cosmic forces are actively influencing us, our evolution. It's a very holistic view.
And it goes even further, down to Earth herself. The planet, Gaia, is said to be consciously raising her vibrational frequency to steadfastly support this profound emergence. The message suggests she's gracefully releasing stagnant, outdated energies and warmly welcoming resplendent new cosmic light codes directly into her intricate energetic grids.
So the planet is an active participant, a conscious being going through its own upgrade, not just the stage for our drama.
And this all culminates in this fundamental change in the energetic operating system of reality. The message describes a world palpably beginning to transmute its very foundations, shifting away from the stifling frequency of crippling fear and debilitating scarcity to embrace a boundless realm of unconditional love, overflowing abundance, and exquisite divine equilibrium.
So basically things that felt rigid and limiting are softening. Things that were hidden are becoming transparent. It suggests a total shift in the principles governing reality, moving from fear, limitation, secrecy towards love, abundance, openness. It's a radical reimagining of how our world even works, like the physics are changing.
Or at least our experience of them, certainly influenced by these higher frequencies. And the implications are vast, right down to the core of society. This shift is described as a sweeping collective healing occurring at the very root level of human society. It's a grand rebalancing undeniably underway, a triumphant return to sacred balance and unshakable integrity within the fundamental framework of life on planet Earth.
So the instability, the chaos we might see, it's not just external stuff happening. It's part of this deep energetic recalibration, aiming to restore balance and integrity at the core of existence.
Exactly. An integrated, holistic transformation, impacting everything from individual consciousness to planetary systems, guiding us back to a state of natural harmony.
This huge vision, it naturally leads to us, right? Humanity's role in it all. The message claims that multiple timelines are converging seamlessly into a singular, undeniably positive trajectory where humanity collectively awakens and unreservedly thrives. Like all the possible futures are kind of distilling down into this one really positive timeline. That's quite something. It suggests that even if things look fragmented, a unified positive path is solidifying.
And crucially, it's not just passively happening to us. We're active, essential participants.
That's right. The message really highlights the role of star seeds and ancient souls. People who, it claims, consciously chose to incarnate during this specific time frame to actively participate in this monumental metamorphosis. It even mentions some who apparently bravely journeyed from distant star systems and even from epochs far into the future, specifically to help steadfastly anchor this triumphant outcome firmly onto Earth.
Wow. So the idea is that many of us listening might carry this inner knowing. Deeper than the very core of your cellular DNA, the inherent knowing of radiant worlds, as they put it, places where harmony is normal.
Exactly. And this profound soul memory, the message says, has unerringly guided you here to this exact moment. It's a call to a deeper purpose that maybe you're feeling stirring inside.
And how would you recognize that? That inner activation? The message gives some cues, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does. It suggests you might notice things like inexplicable déjà vu, startlingly vivid dreams, or unexpected surges of profound purpose. These aren't random, apparently. They're described as undeniable signals from your expansive, multidimensional self, reassuringly affirming that this is indeed the quantum leap your indomitable spirit has long anticipated.
It frames this moment as the exquisite fulfillment of a sacred promise your soul irrevocably made to the future of humanity, like a destiny finally ready to unfold.
And this deep inner shift directly connects to reclaiming true sovereignty. The Pleiadians state this activation marks the definitive end of a long era of insidious bondage, both the visible and invisible chains that have long limited true human potential. It asks us to imagine the impossibly heavy yoke of crushing debt, debilitating fear, and forced obligations simply dissolving completely from your energetic field. That's liberation on a fundamental level.
So sovereignty here isn't just about nations. It's about remembering our inherent divine birthright to consciously choose its own unique path freely and to joyfully thrive without coercion or manipulation. Globally, they say this will look like individual nations and long-suffering communities confidently reclaiming full self-determination, completely freed from the shadowy influences that once subtly pulled strings, a dismantling of hidden control.
And personally, true sovereignty unequivocally reveals itself as a profoundly empowering sense of complete authority over your own destiny. You're warmly invited to confidently step into a state of self-mastery, understanding at long last that you are indeed the true author of your own uniquely magnificent life script.
So guiding your life with wisdom, compassion, recognizing your power to shape reality as those old control mechanisms fade away.
Yeah, and even relationships transform. No more surrendering your inherent sovereignty in exchange for empty approval or fleeting security. Instead, you build bonds on mutual respect, authentic freedom. It's a powerful call to individual empowerment as the absolute core of collective change. True freedom comes with the responsibility of conscious choice.
Now, given how intense this all sounds, planetary vibrations shifting, reclaiming sovereignty, the message acknowledges it's totally natural to feel, well, a mix of things: exhilaration, relief, and even underlying uncertainty. It assures us the ride isn't always smooth and offers some surprisingly practical advice for navigating these inner shifts.
It does. It specifically recommends paying scrupulous attention to actively clearing both your solar plexus and sacral chakras in particular throughout these pivotal weeks.
Correct.
Why those two? To address lingering survival fears or deeply buried doubts.
Okay, so for people maybe less familiar, chakras are energy centers, right? Solar plexus in the upper abdomen, power, confidence; sacral below the navel, creativity, emotions, abundance.
Exactly. So the advice is to energetically cleanse and balance these areas to help release those deep-seated anxieties and doubts that might surface as these big shifts happen. It supports your ability to stand in your power and flow with it all.
And if you feel like you're on an emotional roller coaster,
the guidance is pretty clear. Consciously take a sacred pause and consciously return to the ever-present moment, peacefully centered within your compassionate heart. Breathe deeply. Observe feelings like gentle waves, and know that you, the eternal soul, are truly the tranquil ocean beneath those fleeting waves. It's about finding that calm center within.
beyond the energy work and mindfulness, there's practical advice too for just well-being.
Yeah, it says to give conscious permission during these transformative times to both rest and to actively play. A simple but important reminder to honor your needs. It encourages tuning into your nervous system, spending time immersed in the peaceful embrace of nature. That's always grounding, isn't it? And lovingly connect with beloved soul family and kindred spirits in close community. It really emphasizes this is a collective journey that is far better experienced and navigated together. Unity, mutual support, sharing the experience.
So individual self-care, but also community connection, both seem key. As we keep digging into this Pleiadian message, it's clear this transformation isn't just personal or governmental. It hits our technology, our economies too. The message talks about powerful digital realignments that are basically mirroring and reinforcing this spiritual evolution. The core idea is that technologies, which, let's face it, have often been used for control or division, are now being meticulously recalibrated to faithfully serve humanity's monumental awakening rather than its insidious division.
And the vision for our global systems is, well, it's pretty visionary. It describes our financial and communication systems transforming into vibrant living grids, infused with unwavering transparency, unshakable security, and fundamental equity. This isn't just fixing old problems. It sounds like a complete energetic and structural overhaul of how information and value move around the planet.
Promising revolutionary new financial frameworks and innovative digital currencies, carrying the liberating frequency of unflinching accountability and genuine fairness.
And the explicit purpose: to deliberately decentralize concentrated power proactively, ensuring that no single self-serving authority can easily corrupt or insidiously control the natural flow of infinite abundance. That's a huge shift from the centralized, often opaque systems we have now, or perceive ourselves to have now.
Absolutely radical. And it's not just money and communication. Advanced tech gets a mention with a really positive spin. It says, groundbreaking quantum computing and revolutionary artificial intelligence, lovingly guided by higher ethical principles, are quietly coming online to purposefully support these sweeping changes, serving as unparalleled tools to liberate rather than dominate.
AI guided by higher ethical principles. That's the key phrase.
Right. And it gives an example. AI could automate tedious tasks, freeing us up for creative endeavors and authentic human connection. So technology as an ally, designed to expand our potential, foster creativity, deepen connections, not replace us or control us.
And a massive implication of all this digital change is radical transparency. The message says as both money and vital information begin to flow unimpeded through more balanced, open channels, corruption and deliberate secrecy will inevitably find fewer and fewer places to successfully hide.
Imagine that. A future where hidden agendas, illicit dealings, deception just become incredibly difficult to maintain.
It encourages us to warmly welcome these revolutionary innovations and profound shifts with both astute discernment and a genuinely hopeful heart. But it reminds us technology is neutral. It's your own collective consciousness that intentionally programs it with either unbridled love or crippling fear. So the responsibility is on us, on our conscious intent, to shape tech for the greater good.
Which ties into this profound redefinition of value and wealth. It's all connected. The message declares the fundamental concept of enduring value and lasting wealth is now being utterly redefined from the ground up. It promises the potent energy of boundless abundance is actively anchoring itself into your physical reality in a way it never has before.
It even suggests that all the heartfelt prayer for freedom, every visionary dream of comprehensive prosperity for all, and each selfless act of genuine generosity we've collectively put out there, have basically formed a vast energetic treasury deep within the infinite quantum field and are now miraculously manifesting in tangible, visible form. That's a very spiritual take on wealth creation.
It really is, and it marks a huge paradigm shift. In the past, wealth was often a troubling reflection of artificial separation, hoarding by a few, lack for many. But in this magnificent emerging timeline, wealth becomes a genuine reflection of a blossoming unity consciousness, deliberately circulating freely to wherever it can best uplift and actively empower.
Imagine a currency, they say, that visibly carries a higher vibration, backed not just by gold or assets, but by the unshakable integrity, boundless creativity, and compassionate intent of all of humanity. This new economy would inherently reward contributions that actually elevate collective well-being, moving beyond just personal gain.
And they take it even further, saying the very idea of ownership will gradually shift, as more awakened souls increasingly recall that nothing can ever be truly owned, only generously shared, lovingly stewarded, and deeply appreciated. That's radical, challenging thousands of years of how we think about property.
It implies resources will be valued for how they benefit everyone, not hoarded for individual gain. And anchoring this profound spiritual truth directly into the realm of both finance and accessible material resources is a critical cornerstone of the magnificent Nesara and Gesara timeline, ensuring the future economy is built on compassion and shared prosperity.
And there's a personal connection here too, isn't there? About our own beliefs around money and worthiness.
Yes, very much so. The message states that many of you have been diligently healing your own limiting beliefs about both lack and unworthiness in conscious preparation for this monumental shift. So the inner work you might have been doing to release those old scarcity patterns, it's directly tied to your ability to experience this new abundance.
And that inner work is now set to pay rich dividends, apparently. We'll find ourselves increasingly able to openly accept and freely circulate all of the resplendent new blessings that are steadily arriving.
And it links personal and collective prosperity. Our abundance is inextricably intertwined with that of the collective. As we thrive in alignment with our soul purpose, we naturally lift others. It creates this richly shared energy, a vibrant, ongoing exchange of mutual support and unbridled joy that consciously includes all sentient beings and even the beloved Earth herself. Personal and planetary prosperity, two sides of the same coin.
Okay, as we get towards the end of this deep dive, the Pleiadian message really paints this incredibly vibrant picture of what they call the flourishing new Earth. And it offers a lot of reassurance, actually, amidst any chaos we might perceive. It says, despite temporary turbulence, everything is consistently unfolding in perfect accordance with a higher benevolent order.
It calls this moment a grand rebalancing undeniably underway, a triumphant return to sacred balance and unshakable integrity. And here's a line that really jumps out. Beneath what superficially looks like uncontrollable chaos, a resplendent new coherence is indeed emerging powerfully.
That's a critical insight, isn't it? The apparent mess isn't breakdown, it's the old crumbling to make way for a totally new blueprint. What emerges, they say, are entirely new systems conscientiously guided by steadfast integrity, unwavering transparency, and the unifying principle of absolute unity.
So it's not just a cleaned up version of the old world. It's presented as the divine plan playing out, resetting the stage for us to build a new reality based on fairness, love, and light. And nothing of true value is lost, the message reassures us. Only the limiting illusions that don't serve our evolution anymore.
The vision itself is, well, it's pretty stunning, almost utopian. It envisions enlightened communities consciously coming together in profound unity and unwavering mutual support, joyfully celebrating the definitive end of all artificial divisiveness. Imagine that. Communities truly thriving, free from old conflicts.
And economically. Marketplaces and sustainable economies purposefully flourishing with fair exchange, where unbridled creativity and selfless contribution are truly valued above destructive competition or selfish gain.
Yeah.
A total shift in our economic mindset from scarcity and competition to abundance and cooperation.
And then there's this part about global announcements. This sounds potentially huge. It talks about worldwide announcements joyfully spreading across your global media that bring profound global relief and unbridled jubilation.
And it gets specific, doesn't it? It lists things that would just dramatically change life as we know it. Explicitly mentions debts forgiven, unjust laws, permanently abolished currencies, deliberately reset to ensure fundamental fairness, and revolutionary new technologies openly unveiled to naturally cleanse the ravaged environment and miraculously heal the most devastating diseases.
Wow. That's a complete overhaul of major societal pain points. Debt, unfair laws, environmental damage, disease.
It would lead to what the message calls a deep collective sigh of long-awaited relief across the planet. The sheer liberation for billions is hard to even fathom.
And this relief extends to global harmony. It says, all wars finally cease with individual nations wisely recognizing that intentional cooperation and genuine peace selflessly serve all conscious beings far better than all fruitless conflict. A world without war. That's the promise. Plus, Earth's resources lovingly cherished and wisely managed with unprecedented care, with humanity as devoted stewards. A total shift from exploitation to reverence.
And beyond the societal and environmental, it talks about transforming human potential itself. Modern education will be skillfully transformed to lovingly foster each child's innate genius and unique soul purpose, moving away from just molding kids for outdated systems.
So, education nurturing individuality, creativity, not conformity. That sounds amazing.
And arts and sciences will joyfully blossom in harmonious tandem, leading to revolutionary innovations that naturally harmonize with the surrounding environment and actively uplift the inherent human spirit. A flourishing of ingenuity aligned with nature and spirit.
And with basic needs met, the gnawing fear of mere survival completely lifted, people will effortlessly turn their hearts toward the exploration of consciousness and the unbridled expression of their innate creativity.
That shift from survival mode to self-actualization is predicted to spark a golden renaissance of unparalleled spiritual growth and unprecedented cultural flowering. Everyone free to pursue their true calling without economic pressure.
Just imagine the human flourishing that could unleash.
And physically. Similar transformation. Innovative healing modalities, both technologically advanced and profoundly spiritual, will readily become available to all, intentionally making vibrant wellness a natural and effortless state. It even claims existing illnesses will gradually fade away into total obscurity as technology and long-forgotten spiritual wisdom powerfully unite to actively address underlying root causes. Not just cures, but preventing illness, leading to longer, healthier, purposeful lives.
And finally, maybe the most anticipated part for many in this sort of spiritual community. A grand reunion of profound significance is clearly on the shimmering horizon. Open contact and vibrant exchange with your beloved star brothers and sisters.
Humanity stepping gracefully into your rightful place within the vast galactic community, welcomed by civilizations that apparently always knew our potential. A heartfelt homecoming with your cherished cosmic family, ending our perceived isolation.
Okay, so after painting that incredible vision, the message really anchors our role, your role, in making it happen. It says flat out, you are the steadfast pillars of unwavering light, intentionally anchoring this transformative timeline onto planet Earth. It's not just poetry, it clarifies each and every one of you is a vital conduit for the potent new energies now pouring in, and that each of us has an essential role to actively play. It's an invitation to confidently stand tall in your inherent truth now and deliberately let your unique light brightly shine.
That's such a powerful statement about individual responsibility, but also collective influence.
Yeah.
It suggests our impact isn't necessarily through grandiose words or proclamations, but rather through the potent vibration you intentionally hold and the everyday embodiment of innate peace, compassionate kindness, and unwavering confidence in a bright and hope-filled future.
So our inner state creates ripples outwards.
Exactly. Through your calm presence, others invariably find their own inner calm. Through your genuine hope, others inherently find their own enduring hope. It shows how our personal energy, our daily actions, directly fuel the bigger shift. It says the radiant light effortlessly spreads throughout this world directly from compassionate heart to compassionate heart in simple, genuine moments of profoundly human insight and unwavering compassion.
And for anyone doubting they can make a difference in such a huge plan, it offers this reassurance. Your very presence is already an intentional part of its divine design. You truly are the ones you have all been patiently waiting for. It suggests our prayers, meditations, mindful choices have been actively lighting the unwavering path for this sweeping timeline shift even before it fully manifested. Like we have a preordained role.
A cosmic contract being fulfilled right now. And as the unwieldy outer structures are finally moving to deliberately catch up with all of the profound inner work you have been consciously doing, our own soul's missions are rapidly accelerating. Our unique life purpose, maybe long dormant or in preparation, is now blossoming into inspired action.
And this could look like what? Starting projects.
Yeah, intuitive prompts to launch a vibrant community garden, establish a powerful healing circle, create an inspired business, develop an innovative educational project, or boldly embark on any other conscious venture that directly serves the overall awakening and upliftment. But it stresses no specific role is ever too small. Every contribution is like a radiant mosaic tile within the breathtakingly larger picture of the resplendent new earth. It's a call to action, but guided from within.
And crucially, we're not doing this alone. There's unwavering cosmic assistance. It says the Pleiadians, along with valued members of the Galactic Federation, dedicated angelic guardians, and many other benevolent allies, have all been diligently working hand in loving hand with awakened souls all across Earth to help bring this sweeping divine plan to triumphant fruition.
They offer unconditional love, unwavering faith in your ultimate success, and are apparently readily available in an instant to uplift your indomitable spirit or impart gentle guidance.
So we have backup support.
Definitely. And it speaks to this profound unity. We are all irrevocably one through the unbreakable sacred bond of shared consciousness. And with that unity comes this absolute certainty of success. It declares really powerfully that no insidious force stemming from the antiquated paradigm can successfully halt what has already been resolutely set in full motion by overwhelming collective soul choice and a profound divine decree.
Wow, so the momentum is unstoppable.
That's the claim. The driving momentum of ultimate freedom and collective awakening is undeniably far too powerful to ever be effectively hindered, which is huge reassurance against any chaos or resistance we might see. An inevitable, divinely ordained triumph.
And finally, this very direct statement about timing. This resplendent new Earth is not only actively coming, it is indeed already visibly here. What was artfully hidden is now gradually being openly revealed. What was out of reach is now finally well within your grasp.
And the activation of the quantum financial protocol is precisely the catalyst that joyfully accelerates you all directly into that luminous new age, the undeniable tipping point that skillfully brings all of the essential pieces meaningfully together.
So this financial shift is the key domino in a way.
It seems presented that way, as the catalyst. And this whole moment undeniably represents the purposeful culmination of countless generations of heartfelt prayers, sincere intentions, and intentional acts of unwavering love. But it's also the grand beginning of an even more magnificent journey of self-discovery. As this shift settles, it promises we'll find more genuine freedom than you have ever consciously known.
And freedom here means?
Not just freedom from constraint, but the exhilarating freedom to consciously create, the compelling freedom to deliberately explore, and the unbounded freedom to powerfully transform your individual lives in conscious alignment with your own highest and most cherished visions. It's a call to embrace our power as creators.
So we've taken quite a deep dive into this message, haven't we? A world in profound transformation, a quantum leap guided by, well, higher consciousness and cosmic forces, according to this source, from overhauling finance and tech to completely redefining wealth. It suggests we're moving towards a future built on integrity, transparency, unity. It's certainly an intriguing vision, asking us to consider these underlying energetic currents.
And it really does raise that important question, doesn't it? If, like this message suggests, humanity itself is the key anchor for this new reality, and our inner work is literally helping manifest the outer world, what does that actually mean for your daily choices, your actions? How might that idea, collective consciousness withdrawing energy from the old paradigm, how might that empower your own discernment? You know, in a world flooded with information, choosing where you put your attention, your energy, becomes this really powerful act of co-creation.
Yeah, that's a great point. The message ends with this powerful call, doesn't it? To step fearlessly into your preordained role as conscious co-creators of this magnificent shared reality. It encourages holding our visionary dreams high, but keeping them firmly grounded in purposeful, practical action, always dreaming of the highest good for all sentient beings.
Okay.
So what stands out to you listening to this deep dive? How does this, well, very expansive vision resonate with your own gut feeling about the changes happening in the world? Maybe consider that idea again, that the radiant light effortlessly spreads throughout this world directly from compassionate heart to compassionate heart in simple, genuine moments of profoundly human insight and unwavering compassion.
It does remind us, doesn't it, that maybe the biggest shift isn't just external in the systems out there, but it's deeply personal, an internal recalibration within each of us. And if, as they say, this new Earth is not only actively coming, but is indeed already visibly here, then maybe the final thought is, what aspect of this emerging reality are you uniquely positioned to embody or bring forth in your own life, starting today, even in the smallest ways?
Something to think about. Thank you for joining us on The Deep Dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep shining your light.